What's happening, people? Hope find you all in good health. Now, I'm just about to watch and a film I watched many years ago, which I consider a film that everyone should at least watch at least once. An old film from I think the mid-80s or something like that, and I'm going to review it. But while I'm just waiting for my better half, I thought I would quickly like to discuss Top Gun Maverick, because I must be one of the last people to have watched it, and everyone I've spoken to who have seen it have all said how much they enjoyed it. You know, they all said, "Oh, if you haven't seen it, you need to go and watch it. It's brilliant." So I've already explained how I haven't been very well recently. I've been in hospital a couple of times, had a couple of different operations and whatnot. So I missed out on quite a few things. I had a lot of catching up to do, and finally got round to watching it anyway. And I enjoyed it. I liked it. But it also got me thinking just how very similar it was to the original. Like, you know, pretty. It really was, in my opinion, following the same sort of script. But obviously, you know, some years have passed. Maverick's much older. Obviously, he's still haunted by the death of his mate, Goose, and he's sort of been keeping an eye on Goose's son, Rooster, as well as Iceman has also been keeping an eye on Maverick. So, you know, there are obviously signs that a lot of time has passed, and that, like, but, you know, really, it basically follows the same sort of thing. You know, a group of ace pilots doing some, you know, serious intense training, and basically, you know, the Top Gun's the best of the best of the best, and you know, like I say, it's pretty much the same story, for the same script. It's just obviously later on in time, and Maverick's now going to be the teacher and train these new group, and Rooster, Goose's son, you know, his best mate who died, who's, you know, he's still coming, still hasn't really properly come to terms with it, as one of the guys sort of selected. Anyway, that being said, you know, there was no nothing drastically out there. You know, some stupid mad MacGuffins or mystery box business or whatever. It was just, you know, in fact, if this film had come out a decade ago, or 2 decades ago, or whatever. I can't remember exactly when the first Top Gun came out, but you know, it still wouldn't have made any difference. You still would have watched it and had the same experience, and that is, it was just a fun film to watch, a good ride. You know, the flight scenes, you know, were impressive. In the first one, Top Gun, I remember watching that as a young lad and thinking, are they actually up there flying them planes, or you know, how did they do that? Now this one, we got to see a lot more behind the scenes, and they explained a lot more about, you know, the training that Tom Cruise made him go through, and everything to get the feel and the look right, and and that just didn't in any way. Like I say, the first film we watched it, and it was like, how the hell did they film that? You know, that is some pretty, you know, realistic stuff. And then this one, even though, you know, they told us how they did it and they showed us how they did it and whatnot, you still watched it and it was still like, the amazement was still there from beginning to end. And you could say, like, oh, it was just nostalgia, or Americans being patriotic and that. But no, I actually sat speaking to one couple that the husband had never heard of it. He knew who Tom Cruise was, but he'd never heard of Top Gun. And his wife also knew who Tom Cruise was, had heard of Top Gun, but she hadn't seen it. But her friends, or some family friends or whatever, had mentioned it and said they'd been to see it. Oh, it was great and we had a good night. You and your fella wanna, you know, when you got the night to yourselves, because they got a couple of children, yeah, go and watch it and make a night of it. So they decided to watch Top Gun, the original, first, and then on the night that they planned to go and watch Top Gun Maverick, they went and they were sat there and they were just telling me, they were saying, oh, it was fantastic, brilliant, Howard, you should go and watch it. And you know, I was saying I would have liked to, but unfortunately with hospital and stuff and other things, I just hadn't been able to get around to it, like. And you know, they told me that they watched the original time first, and they thought that was great. So when they went to see Top Gun Maverick at the cinema, they were expecting something like actually totally different. And they said basically what I've been saying is, you know, it sort of follows the same sort of script basically. But they said, you know, it was fantastic, brilliant experience, and yeah. So I'm pretty, like I say, it seems like I'm one of the last people to have watched it, and I just felt like, well, I'm waiting for my missus to come join me, because we're, like I say, I'm watching a film tonight that I'm gonna do a review on. Like, I just thought I'd make this quick video, just yeah, saying if you're one of them people like me that haven't seen it or like seeing it, yeah, definitely it should be coming onto the streaming services any moment now, if not already. Not quite sure. I actually rented it on demand or whatever. And I also made a video about I was treating myself to Atmos soundbar, and I since received my rear wireless speakers from Germany. A bit of a nightmare getting hold of them. They were sold out everywhere, but I wanted to get the matching pair to, for my system. Oh, it sounded absolutely brilliant. The amount of times I actually looked to the sides or up. Yeah, the sound was amazing. The visuals, the cinematography, absolutely brilliant. And, when they're taking off and landing them aircraft, you believe they're really in it doing it. Yeah. So I haven't really seen a bad review about it. I'm just now sticking my 2 pence worth in and saying, yeah, if you haven't seen it, and unless you're really not into that type of thing, if you really, really don't like that sort of stuff, then, well, that's entirely up to you, your preference. But yeah, Top Gun the original, I found it spectacular when I was young watching it, and made you want to be a fighter pilot when I was younger. And sort of when I was watching Maverick, I was getting that same sort of feeling again. Like when I was young and watched the original Karate Kid at the end, and and then I remember me and a lot of my friends, we were all out wanting to be the Karate Kid and stuff. Yeah, that's sort of, So, yeah, it's got the nostalgia, but could have been made 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or it could have been made 5 years from now, and I think it's still in about the same enjoyment watching it. Yeah, definitely right up there. And whatever you think about Tom Cruise, he definitely gives everything 100%, and it shows. So, yeah, top marks to him, and Maverick and the crew, and everyone behind it. Anyway, people, thank you for listening. Have a good day, and as always, peace.